And welcome back, everybody, to the Freaking Awesome Podcast. And this is episode 35. Yeah, man. Let's kill that bass head. Alright, let's do this.
I'm on the air, we got this pockets flow. It's me and Tony on the mics, we gotta let you know of current events, little gaming, sprinkle in some entertainment. We stay humble, but our moms still think we're famous. Turn up the bass and baby, maybe let that magic flow. Our spoken word is all the things you really wanna know. Having a good time on the show, T-Bows and Matty G. Tune in and hit subscribe and join us on the FAP.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Freaking Awesome Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Bose, and sitting across from me is a life-size cardboard cutout of Matty G from his February edition of Naked Podcaster Calendar. Wow. We never know what you're going to get. I'm glad we don't have to sit and look at that. Today, we have a very special guest on our show. Many of you have probably spent the majority of your teenage years rocking out and listening to his beats going out all across the country. He is a musician. He is also a showcaster, a sports announcer, and his name is Steve Gorman. Steve, thank you very much for being on the show.
It is my pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's our pleasure, believe you. I spent most of my teen to late college years listening to the Black Crowes. So it's even amazing that I heard that you would even talk with us. So.
Well, I lost a bet. I mean, truth be told, that's how these things go.
Yep, it's true. Sometimes you do a show because you want to. Sometimes you got to do it because you lost a bet.
All right, listen, you can't welch on a bet, man. Word hits the street, and then you get no action ever again.
That's right.
That's a good point.
Credibility goes all downhill. Right on, Matty G. Let's get into the news.
Alrighty, so first article I have is dog found behind wheel after high-speed chase in Washington State. So a very sweet pit bull was reportedly in the driver's seat after a car crash. Her owner faces multiple charges. A Washington State man who led police on a high-speed chase on Sunday may not have actually been driving. Officers said they found the suspect's pet pit bull behind the wheel after his 1996 Buick crashed. Seattle TV station Como was the reporting team on standby there. So the unidentified 51-year-old male suspect from Lakewood, Washington, is now facing several charges, including DUI, reckless driving, hit and run, and felony eluding, authorities said. The man allegedly struck two vehicles before he fled onto Interstate 5. One trooper reported seeing the pit bull in the driver's seat with the owner handling the steering wheel from the passenger seat. So legit, this dog was driving.
Listen, fellas, I'll tell you right now, I have a lot of experience with pit bulls. That whole biting strangers thing, that's all just to throw you off the scent of the true crime nature in this breed.
Right.
Biting people is the least of your concerns where pit bulls are concerned.
Yeah. Apparently drunk driving is their big thing.
No, getaway drivers in the Northwest, well, you would call it the Southwest.
Right.
No, don't kid yourself.
Nobody wants to fight that driver.
That's what I'm saying.
It gets better. So the car reportedly hit 109 miles per hour during the chase, and at one point drove on a popular trail where pedestrians and cyclists are usually seen. And state troopers eventually ended the pursuit by throwing down spike traps, which basically flipped the vehicle into the accident. So so apparently the state patrol officer on duty was told immediately that this guy was trying to teach his dog how to drive. That there was no excuse. It was just like, yeah, I was trying to teach him how to drive.
Oh, wow.
Trust me, the dog's smarter than this dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Pit bulls have got a whole secret life you don't know anything about. You don't want to know.
That's what that photo of the dogs playing poker was modeled off of. Bunch of pit bulls.
Oh yeah.
Bunch of pit bulls. Yep.
I listen, man. I've sat at a pit bulls. They're card counters. I mean, don't play blackjack with a pit bull. I'm telling you, you lose your shirt.
gosh. Yeah. Anyway, so this person was he released on an $8,500 bond.
Oh, that is crazy.
I'd pay $8,500 to see a pit bull drive a car down my street just once.
Right. I would have just loved to have seen like a helicopter cam footage of that chase.
Oh my gosh, man!
That's just as good as the dog that was remember driving the car in circles because it got stuck in the car. That was so great.
Oh yeah.
This pit bull is definitely one SOB that just wants to up the game for dogs everywhere. That's amazing.
You could say that every male dog is an SOB if you want to really get down to it.
That is true.
Oh yeah, good point. That's a good point.
See?
Love it.
All right. So my article today. So we always love to take a dump on Florida because they have the best news that comes out of it. And this one is a little bit different for us because it's actually a positive news. Given everything that's going on with coronavirus, there's a man from Florida uses a drone to deliver toilet paper to his neighbor. So the man who had devised an imaginative method for sending toilet paper over to his neighbor on March 27th was using his personal drone. In this footage, Tom Kane, so there was an actual footage that we'll try to post up on the site. It's really actually impressive. The guy does some really good piloting. Tom Kane can be seen attaching a whole bunch of rolls of toilet paper to the drone and flying them across the neighborhood lagoon and dropping them directly into the neighbor's backyard. Kane had told the reporters that his friend had called me up and asked if I had any extra toilet paper that I could spare. They weren't able to get out of the house, and they're very concerned about the social distancing in stores. He added, most of the stores around here are still sold out of toilet paper, and I said to him that I would try to rig up something with my personal drone to see if I can make it to your house. The idea worked out, and he was able to deliver like 6 rolls of toilet paper in one shot to his neighbor. So it's wonderful seeing in everything that's going on with all the toilet paper hoarders out there, this man not only is willing to spare a roll, he spares 6 rolls and flies it in a very technological way. People are using technology for good things nowadays.
Okay, I got a question for the two of you, and I need a straight answer, and don't hedge.
All right.
Okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the Florida of Canada?
Oh, geez.
And I don't mean beaches and nice weather. I mean, where are all the crazies?
Oh,
Newfoundland.
I was going to say Newfoundland. Yeah. That's
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I appreciate that, shooting from the hip against our friends in the Northeast.
Hey, you know what? It's funny because some of the nicest people are there too, but also the craziest.
Yeah. I've worked with a lot of people out of Newfoundland. Some of them are absolutely amazing, and some are right nutty. It is really funny.
I got a buddy in Nashville. Do you guys remember a band called Matt Mays and El Torpedo? I think they were called. Matt Mays and the Torpedoes. Yeah, they did a tour with the Black Crowes in 2006. I think they're from Newfoundland.
Oh, that would make
And their keyboard player is a guy named Robbie Crowell, and he is in Nashville now. He's been here for years. He's incredible. Yeah, Matt Mays and El Torpedo. That's what they were called. Yeah. Oh, you know what? They're from Nova Scotia. That's not the same thing. Never mind.
Close,
sorry.
Really close.
It's close.
Sorry,
it
guys.
Is close. Yep.
Yeah, but I'm sure to someone those are fighting words. Sorry.
Yeah, it's true. Right?
Nova Scotia. Didn't mean to bring you into this shit show.
Sorry, Nova Scotia.
Oh, anyway, but let me finish the thought. Robbie Crowell is an incredible keyboardist, and he lives here in Nashville. And in fact, he plays like every instrument under the sun. He's a truly of all the great musicians in Nashville, Tennessee, and there are no shortage of them. He's a pretty special cat.
Yeah, that's amazing. The multifunctional artist, which is it's fantastic when you have a one-man band nowadays. Especially with
he does it all, man.
Yeah, we talk about technology. I mean, there are so many artists nowadays that are coming out that are literally just one-man bands. They get some keyboards, MIDI players, a couple launch pads, and they do it all themselves. Look at Tones.
I tell you what, if you want to check out, if you want to check out a 2-man band that actually plays, there's a band called Illiterate Light that I recommend to everybody I talk to. Illiterate Light, they're on Atlantic Records. 2-man band. The guitar player plays bass all the key with foot pedals. So he stands and plays guitar, and then his feet are running all the bass lines. And then the drummer stands next to him, stands while he plays too. So they're They're incredible. Anyway,
Wow.
ask for them by name, Illiterate Light, an unsolicited recommendation for your listeners.
Yeah, we'll totally check that out. Man, how could I not look up a reference that came from someone from the Black Crowes, right? I mean, it's like you're pitching another person's music, and you know it's got to be good.
Yeah, I actually just took note of that. Sweet.
Yeah, check it out, man. You'll dig it. And they're on the road once everyone's back on the road. They're total road dogs. They're everywhere. They're great, but their video stuff's fantastic. So you can go right down a giant YouTube K-hole with them anytime you want.
Oh, sweet.
Well, with everybody working from home, this is the perfect time for everybody to get lost in YouTube.
Yeah,
for sure.
Or Netflix. I'm on episode 4 of Tiger King.
Oh, jeez. You know what? I got into this. I don't even know if I can say I'm into this. Kelly started watching it. I got hooked into it. I'm still kind of walk in and out because I'm not fully invested into it. But let me tell you, you want to talk about shit shows? That thing is crazy.
Yeah, that was a 2-day top to bottom for me last week. I did the whole thing in 2 days.
That a boy.
I got to tell you, it's not an easy binge. I mean, there are other shows out there that I could easily sit through and watch, probably even twice through. That is not one of them, but it's like watching a slow moving train wreck. You can't wait to find out the final punch.
Right. You know what show got me actually really bad? Like, where I just had to watch it like up till 2-3 in the morning because I just lost track of time was Making a Murderer. I got right hooked into that.
Oh yeah.
No, I think Kelly was watching that one. I didn't watch that.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
There's a show called Patriot on Amazon Prime. That's my TV show hardiest recommendation of all time lately.
Patriot.
Nice. That's on my list.
2
actually.
seasons.
Patriot.
Yeah, 2 seasons, 18 episodes. It requires very close attention, so put the phone down and put on the subtitles too, because I don't want to spoil anything, but there are songs that are a part of the show, and you got to know the lyrics to the songs, and so just to be safe,
interesting.
Crank out work the subtitles. Yeah, it's my favorite show in years and years and years.
So I'm one of those people who I'm very iffy about subtitles, because if I find I'm reading the subtitles more than watching the movie, I feel that I've kind of, I got to watch this movie again now to figure out everything that's going on. And that actually, the first time that ever happened, I watched Brotherhood of the Wolf, and it was kind of an interesting movie, but because it was a French film, you end up reading all the subtitles. And if I generally can avoid it, I will. But the flip side to that is I watched one of the Wolverine movies where he was in Japan without subtitles. Right. That movie did not make any sense. I watched the whole thing and I'm like, well, surely what they're talking about can't be that important. And then I'm like, why is he doing that? I totally ruined that movie for myself.
Wolverine without context. I love it.
Yeah. It was the worst ever. So.
I've successfully steered clear of the Wolverine franchise in its entirety. So
really,
but yeah, I haven't seen any of those. I don't know even. I just know that's a thing. I don't even know what it is or who he is, or I've not seen any of the. If I've seen a superhero movie, it's just old school stuff like the Batman stuff. I've seen the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, but that's it. Like I don't know anything about the event. I haven't seen Iron Man or the Avengers or any of that stuff. I don't know any of these things.
Wow, I'm going to say that you're more of a DC person then. I'm just going to put that mark on you right now, because even though you knew the names, you knew the references to the other movies, if you've only watched DC movies, you're a DC person.
Well, I don't even know what that means. I'm just saying that I got kids, and my son was into the Batman movies, so I saw those. That's really all it comes down to.
Oh, I see.
You know what though? Though that trilogy though is probably one of the best of any superhero series by far.
It was good. Yeah.
So you're not missing a whole lot.
Yeah, it's true. What do you got for your second news article there, Mike?
Well, it's a good segue actually. It's the other side of Florida news. So,
Florida. There's always got to be one.
A Florida man told cops he found a naked stranger in his bed. According to a police report from Collier County Sheriff's Office, a Florida man had such an encounter and claims that it wasn't pretty. Homeowner Brandon Hall told local news stations that he was shocked to walk into his Naples home around 3 a.m. last Wednesday and see a stranger in his bed. sans clothing.